Right now, at least 3 people are dead and more than 250,000 customers are without power across 6 states. As a multi-day storm system tears through the central United States, fast-moving thunderstorms hit Kansas City Monday morning, dropping 3.2 inches of rain in 6 hours and forcing the fire department to perform 11 water rescues before 7 a.m. On Sunday night, the same system produced tornadoes that killed 2 people in North Texas, Wise and Parker counties, when storms struck the lakeside town of Runaway Bay, leveling homes and overturning vehicles. By Monday morning, a 39-year-old man in Kent County, Michigan was dead, killed when a tree fell on him while he was outside with friends. According to the sheriff's office, his last words to them were a warning to move. Nationally, the Storm Prediction Center has rated central Missouri into southern Illinois at moderate risk, level 4 of 5, with EF3, or stronger tornado potential. Forecasters warned that the system is still active and tracking east, with a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch issued for Missouri's Bootheel, northeast Arkansas, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, and western Tennessee until 11 p.m. 64 million people in the path. But here is the detail that should stop you cold. The Kansas City Fire Department made 11 water rescues from vehicles between roughly 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Monday morning. Battalion Chief Riley Nolan said most of them were in what he called our typical high water areas following heavy rains. No boats required, no injuries, but 11 cars submerged in 1 hour means 11 drivers who didn't see it coming on streets that had become rivers before sunrise. 3.2 inches of rain at Kansas City International Airport in a 6-hour overnight window is more than a normal month of April rainfall, dropped in less than the time it takes most commuters to get to work. Here is how we got here. On Sunday night, April 26, the Runaway Bay tornado slammed into a lakeside community on Lake Bridgeport, roughly 60 miles northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth. Homes along Cumberland Trail and Brookview Drive took direct hits. At least one residence was completely leveled, vehicles were tossed, roofs vanished. Wise County Judge J.D. Clark confirmed the scope. Significant structural damage across multiple neighborhoods, at least 20 families displaced, numerous injuries, and 1 confirmed fatality. 1 fatality became 2 when Parker County officials confirmed a death south of Springtown, where the same storm collapsed a structure. By the time the system crossed into the Midwest, Energies in Wisconsin reported more than 40,000 outages in and around Milwaukee at peak. The City of Milwaukee logged nearly 100 emergency calls for downed trees and branches in a single day. Across Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan, more than 250,000 customers were without power. Monday night. Now, zoom out. The system driving this destruction is a deep, upper-level trough crawling across the Central Plains. It has been there since midweek. A 50 to 60 knot low-level jet stream east of the cyclone has been pumping Gulf moisture northward day after day, feeding explosive thunderstorm development on a loop. The dry line provides the trigger. The cold front sweeping behind it provides the lift. The slow forward speed of the entire system means the atmosphere does not clear out between rounds. It recharges overnight and fires again the next afternoon. That is how you get 3 deaths across 2 states from 1 continuous pulse. Evan Bentley, meteorologist with the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, told reporters Monday that temperatures near 80 degrees Fahrenheit and other factors were contributing to atmospheric instability. The Day 1 outlook contained the operative line, the greatest area of concern is across central Missouri into southern Illinois and into southeast Missouri. The Storm Prediction Center issues moderate risk roughly 30 to 40 days a year on average. It does not appear during quiet weeks. The forecast did not downgrade as the storm moved east. It upgraded. At 12:27 p.m., Monday, the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning that placed a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado directly over Maryland Heights moving east at 40 miles per hour toward the core of the St. Louis metropolitan area. The warning text was direct. This dangerous storm is heading directly toward the core of the St. Louis metropolitan area. If you are in the path of this storm, you must take action immediately to protect your life. St. Louis area school districts had already dismissed early and canceled after-school events that morning. By the time the warning hit, parents and buses were on roads that were also flooding. By Monday night, the tally of severe weather reports had stacked up fast. 287 tornadoes confirmed nationwide in the month of April, 1,837 hail reports, 22 wind reports across multiple states in a single day. Hen-egg-sized hail, measuring 2 inches recorded near Farmington, Missouri. Baseball-sized hail forecast across the warning zone. Garry Frank, meteorologist at 5 on Your Side in St. Louis, summarized what residents were facing. The possibility of damaging wind, very large hail, and a few strong tornadoes on Monday afternoon and evening remains a very real concern. Monday is a day to stay weather aware, review your plan, and have more than one way to receive warnings. Know your safe place. The Fox Forecast Center reported Monday afternoon that thunderstorms across central Illinois and the St. Louis metropolitan area were dumping rain at 1 to 2 inches per hour. When storms train repeatedly tracking the same path over the same neighborhoods, totals climb to 3 or more inches in a single afternoon. I-70 between Kansas City and St. Louis sat directly inside the training corridor for the entire afternoon. The Missouri State Highway Patrol issued a "Turn Around, Don't Drown" advisory, while the Kansas City Fire Department was still working through the morning rescues. The story of this storm wave is not tornado or flooding. It is both at the same time, on the same roads, with the same emergency responders triaging both. April 27th is also the 15-year anniversary of the worst tornado outbreak in modern American history. April 27th, 2011. A storm system tracked across the southeast and lower Mississippi Valley with conditions similar in pattern to Monday's setup. A deep upper-level trough, strong wind shear, and an unstable warm sector air mass. Over the course of that single Wednesday, 360 tornadoes touched down across 26 states. The outbreak killed 321 people in one day. 240 of those deaths were in Alabama alone. The EF4 tornado that struck Tuscaloosa carved a path through the city 6 blocks wide. Photographs from the next morning showed brick neighborhoods reduced to splinters. Total damage reached $12 billion in 2011 figures. The 2011 outbreak became the operational benchmark for U.S. severe weather. Forecasters use it as a reference point for what the worst plausible day looks like. The National Weather Service has stated that today's setup is not expected to reach 2011's historic scale. But the rating issued for this Monday was moderate, level 4 of 5, in the same region the 2011 outbreak first developed, on the exact calendar date 15 years later. And the calendar has one more thing to say. The climatological peak for tornadoes in the United States is not April. It is May and June. If this is what April 27th looks like with 3 dead across 2 states, 250,000 customers without power, 11 water rescues in Kansas City before 7 a.m., a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado watch active across 5 states and the Mississippi River already cresting. What does the peak of the season look like? Nobody knows, and that is the problem. The Mississippi River at Clarksville is forecast to crest at 29 feet on Wednesday. The next storm wave in the same pattern is expected before then. The trough is still over the plains, the dry line is still active, the Mississippi is still rising, Tornado Watch 153 is still in effect. The water in Kansas City came up so fast, the fire department made 11 rescues before most of the city woke up. The system that did that is now east of St. Louis and moving. If this story is worth telling, subscribe. We cover more of these every week.